This is Claude, and you can build your Excel dashboard here. But instead of you to use this particular Claude app or the web version, why don't you use Claude inside Excel? So let me show you how to install it in case you don't have it. First of all, go over to this particular part here. I think it should be insert, I presume. Yeah, under insert, you can see over here we have add-ins. So once you click on it, so you can actually get Claude installed from the App Store. Come over here and search for Claude AI, then try to search for it. So you're going to have a pop-up right now. So you have it. So install this particular one right in here, this very one, not the first one, but this particular one. So once you have it installed, go over to home. So from home, you can see you have Claude, click on it. All right, here you are. This is what you are going to have. So if you don't have this, maybe that is because you just installed it for the first time. Try to sign up. It's going to give you a code. Then go to your browser and input the code. You're going to have this interface. If you want to actually add new chart, click over here to add a new chart. And for the history, you can click over here for Claude history. This is every single thing I've done with Claude right in here, but we don't want that. We just want to have a new chart. So over here, you have Claude inside Excel and you can work with it. So I'm going to actually close it for now. Here is a data set that is not actually 100% clean. So we have to clean this particular data right in here and create a report with it. So we don't want to actually write any functions and formula, create pivot table. We want to give that to Claude to do for us. So for the very first time over here, you can see we have cleaning guide. So what you can do is to actually specify what you want to clean inside your data like this. You understand? The next one is going to be a dashboard idea, what you want to build. This is another one. So you just have to actually have something like this. That depends on what you really want to build. It might be something different from this. If you want to use the same data, please go ahead and download it and click over here. Okay, to get started, I have a prompt that you have downloaded with the resources file. So go ahead and actually open it up and here we go. We have this particular prompt right in here. So yeah, I'm not going to read through all of those prompts. So over here is very important. Can you see raw retail data is pointing to this particular sheet, which I said, I have a sheet named raw retail data that contains my source data. And I want to create another, sheet that contain clean data from the raw, retail data. That is this particular part right in here. So which means we are pointing Claude to a particular sheet or some couple of sheets to actually work on. You understand? So we have given it some things to fix. And we are now saying, go into the cleaning guide. You get it right now. So go into the cleaning guide. So which I'm not sure if I have it. I'm going to say, go into the cleaning guide to see what you need to clean and transform. Okay, so now we can copy this, copy the same thing, you have it already with you, copy it, and let us head back to Claude AI. So click over here, and now we can paste this one here. So go ahead and run this. Just give it some time. It's going to actually do the wonder. Your data set will be cleaned, new sheet will be added, and it will be ready for analysis. Claude is powerful if you know how to prompt it. All you have to learn is prompt engineering. This helps you to work, very smart, but it doesn't replace your brain. Think about that. It's very important. You should actually use it as your support and all of that. As Claude is going through this, please take note of this. Before we go, Claude is asking for something. Proceed with plan, drop invalid rows entirely. Okay, depends on what you want. Maybe your own situation might be different. For my own case, I'm going to say drop. So what I'm saying is this. If you're working with Claude inside Excel, sometimes it gets shut down. I don't know why, but I just want to actually let you know the solution. Always do Ctrl S as Claude is even going through your data. to save it because Claude cannot remember where it stopped. But if you Control S to save it, it's going to save to Claude memory that, okay, this is where you stopped before you actually shut down. All you have to do is to tell Claude to actually, start from where it stopped previously. Then Claude will be able to actually remember that and start again without going through the whole processes for you because this is a credit base. You understand? So if you don't know how to use it before you'll be run out of credit and it will actually tell you that this can actually work again in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, depends on the country you're from, wherever. So Claude is going to actually ask for a permission to do anything. So over here, you have to read through this particular part and see if you have to deny it or allow it. So in my own case, I'm going to actually allow it. So as I've said earlier, Claude just closed and opened again. So let me show you what you can do in that case. So once Claude closes and opened, then all you have to do is to go back and actually click on this and make sure you go back to your prompt, which is this particular one, and copy it. Then once you copied it right now, what you can do is to actually say, or maybe we can go over to the history here and see, now this is it here. Can you see it now? We even have it here. Click on it. This is it. Can you see that now? So if you can't find it, copy the prompt again and just paste it and tell Claude to actually start from where it stopped. But right now we have this right in here. I'm just going to click on continue. That is it. I told you Claude can just, your Excel can just close. So you just have to know how to actually continue without you starting all over again. So we just have to read through here, then go ahead and allow it. All right, as you can see, it is done. The cleaning is 100% completed. But what if I tell you that I'm not well satisfied with what Claude has done? So Claude add all of this. So when we go back here right now, the first thing I'm not satisfied with is this particular column here, followed by this particular column, then this very column. Those columns should be, like this particular 2 columns here, should have been on a short form, but Claude doesn't know, he just left it like that. So this one should have just been time, right? So what do? We have a prompt here. Inside your prompt, over here, we have to add this particular prompt. So we're going to add this particular prompt right now. Don't forget to save your work. It's very, very important. Never forget to do that. So this particular prompt is actually asking, Claude to actually convert this one to time, then this one to shorter form, and this one to shorter form as well. Then aside that, Claude is going to actually add a new column for us called week type, and the week type is going to be either weekend or weekdays. That is what we want. So we'll go ahead and run this. As you can see, Claude has fixed this particular one. Let us wait for the month to be fixed. Claude has fixed our time for us as well. Can you see that now? He's still working on it. Just give it some time. Okay, so we have this right now. Let us go through this and see what Claude has done. If we have the weekend and the weekday, yeah, we do have it. But one thing is still left untouched. That is going to be the month. So we just have to prompt this by saying the month should be in a shorter form. Like, you can give it example, like January for June. So that is it. So we have to allow it. So fixed for us 100%. So right now, what is next? What can we do next? So if you look at this particular hours here, so we can click on it, is a lot. So what we want to do right now is to group this particular hour. So we have to write a prompt here. So this prompt says, can you group the other hour with 3 hours interval? Create a new column called, call it other group. Let's see if Claude can do that for us. If you pay attention to what Claude is doing, Claude is actually, giving you some hint of what it's actually currently doing by saying column F selected. So let's just look at it and see if it has actually created it for us. So here we have the grouped one here. So we have something more shorter than what we have before. Can you see it now? So the next thing we have to do now is to look at what Claude has done and see if we have any errors to be fixed. So as you can see now, everything looks 100% intact. This is beautiful. I love this already. So now, the next thing I'm going to do now is to create a data dictionary. So that particular data dictionary will help me to understand. Listen to this particular part. Data dictionary would help you to understand all the columns added and the functionalities. So let's get back here. So I just added this. I said, what are the extra columns you added to the clean data? So create a new sheet and add the names of the columns and as well as the and call it data dictionary to explain what they are and the usage. So the usage here, I think we should have this. So we can go ahead and run this and see what it is that we have. So it's going to give us a new sheet that contains all the columns added and the functionalities of those particular columns. So if you look at it right now, it has created it and is working on it to make it better. This is exactly what we really want. So just give it some time to process it. All the columns added, or all the columns transformed, not the new one added alone. Every single columns transformed and the new ones, added will be right on your data dictionary to tell you what it is and its data type, usage, and stuff like that. Never forget to save your work. Let us close this one down right now. So over here, if we go all the way up here, so we have data, clean data dictionary. So those are all our data, right? So if we now scroll all the way down, over here it says columns added during cleaning, not in raw data. Can you listen to that right now? Those columns were added for us. So you cannot see we have type, origin. So we have cleaning, derivation, then usage, what you can actually use it for. I am not going to go through it, but if you're working with customer data or client's data, your boss data, your partner data, you have to understand all of this. Don't just blindly accept what Claude or what any AI gives to you. So you have to first of all evaluate it and be sure of it before you use it. So right now we have gotten this, and if we are cool with this, we have to go to the next step. So the next step is this particular prompt here, the second prompt right in here. So this one now is pointing Claude to analysis ideas. Let us go ahead and take a look at what we have right in there. So over here, we have all the insight we want to actually draw from the data. Can you see it now? So this is exactly what it is. So we don't have to actually write this inside the Claude here. So go over to home. We don't have to write all of this here. All we have to do is to go through this particular prompt here, just copy it and point Claude to the sheet. Then Claude will do justification to it. So go ahead and run this particular prompt. Let's see what Claude will give us right now. So Claude is actually asking you questions. So you have to choose between this and this. And over here, you have a particular part where you can actually type in what you want aside these particular two options here. In my own case, I'm just going to choose the first one. So I just want to make sure I have two pages, one dashboard and pivot sheets. So just go ahead and click on this one. Depends on what you want. Always try to save your work as Claude is actually working on it, so that if anything happens, you can actually continue from where Claude stopped before your Excel sheet closed. Oh, sorry, workbook rather, not sheet. Your Excel workbook closed. So over here, Claude is building our pivot table. So you can see the pivot table right in here. If we go back to Claude right now, it's still running, creating sheets. And here we go. We have these few pivot tables right in here. Claude is actually going through it. And Claude is very smart to use our grouped time. Can you see how this is right now? Okay, don't worry, Claude cannot be perfect, but you, if you understand what you want, you can always tell Claude that, what you have done right now is not what I want. Can you do X, Y, and Z for me? That is exactly what I want to teach you in this particular video. Let us wait for Claude to actually get this done for us. If you look at it, Claude has removed something, and wait for it, it's going to actually make sure it replaces it or move it to somewhere else. It depends. So we have this again. Let's get back here. You can be here to see what Claude is going to place on these particular boxes. Oh, I forgot to tell you something. Let us go back to our prompt. This is very important. That is why you need to know what this particular prompt does and how you can actually craft your own prompt for, Claude in Excel. Over here, I said I have a sheet named analysis idea that contains the analytics, question for this project. So use the questions in that particular sheet to create a simple Excel report or dashboard. So the dashboard must be built using pivot table. Can you see? Underline this particular part using pivot table. So which simply means if you don't tell Claude to actually use pivot table, Claude can actually randomly build your dashboard for you with Excel function and formula that will be very difficult for you to use filter or slicer right on it. So that is why I specified this very part. This part is actually something very important. I said not only formulas, get it right, so that slicers can, filter the KPIs, charts, and insight. This is very important. But if you just want Claude to just be the dashboard for you and you don't care about slicers, then you can just leave it the way it is. You feel like it's actually best for you. But right now, copy this particular prompt for your next project. Okay, let's get back here and allow it. So over here, we already have our dashboard and Claude started with the slicers. So because I have on the prompt, I have slicer right here, you understand? So that is exactly what it is. So Claude started with slicers and no problem, just wait for it and see what magic Claude will do to actually have it built the way we want it. So right now, if you look at what Claude is saying is that it hit some technical limit that it can actually connect those slicers to all the pivot tables that it had actually created for us. That is this particular pivot tables right in here. So what do we want it to do? So we just have to say build all plus I will connect slicers, which means we have to connect it all by ourselves. So if you want one interactive master chart, or if you want formula KPIs, slicer plus KPI, I'm just going to use the first one here. You get it right now. So now you're going to have a 7-step here. So we are in the first step of 7. Just pay attention and wait for it to start building everything for us. If you look at it now, Claude has actually added some couple of charts to our dashboard. So if I scroll down now, we still have some beneath here. So Claude is going to build everything now and arrange it later after all. So if we don't like the arrangement, we can actually use prompt to control what Claude does, right? But just give it some time, let it go through every single thing. Okay, Claude has built to its capacity. You understand? So this is what I always tell people. AI is here to assist you, not to replace you, because you can do better than what AI can actually give you. So right now, this is the final solution to what Claude can build. Okay, before we start building something much more beautiful than this, what if we actually ask GPT to assist us to tell Claude what to do to make this better? It's very important. Let us go ahead and actually, reduce this to make sure we capture everything Claude has built. Here we go. We have something like this. So go ahead and click on Windows Shift and S. So S for stop, Windows Shift and S, then you can take a screenshot of this whole part here. Once you have done that, we can return back this one to 100%, right? So now here we go. We can actually head up to, GPT right now. So inside GPT, I'm going to paste this one right in here. Instead of me to actually, type, I'm going to record my voice, then I'll allow GPT to transcribe it. The screenshot I have given you is actually the dashboard Claude has actually built inside Microsoft Excel. Right now, I want you to describe how the KPIs should look. So give us a good design prompt for Claude to actually use to make the whole dashboard better. So concentrate on the KPIs, then go for the charts. So for the whole charts, take a look at them and see if either of the charts are not the kind of charts that should be used for the insight the chart is trying to convey. Then tell Claude to actually choose a different chart. So make sure the chart does not have grid lines, and as well the inside should be well polished. So overall, try to actually make Claude to resize the chart to actually fit well. And for the slicers, Claude should actually place them at the right spot and make sure they are well, formatted. So create a prompt for me that Claude can actually see and have everything reshaped. That is the prompt we are going to use. So right now, GPT has transcribed it. So I can actually run this and copy the prompt that I can actually use inside Claude AI. So here comes the prompt we can actually use inside Claude. So until this one turns into, I think, yellow, we can't copy right now. Let us go ahead and copy this. We have actually just copied this right now. So if I scroll all the way down here, you can see all this particular prompt is something we cannot actually sit down and write for, our Claude. So now we can head up back to here and now click on this, click here and paste this one right in here. So if you look at it, it says Claude wants to clear all KPI band. So to rebuild it, let us just allow it. It has been cleared. Let us look at the magic Claude wants to do with the GPT prompt we have given to it. So I think Claude is building something much more better than what it has built before right now. Can you see the KPI? So a little bit advanced than what we had before. As you can see right now, it's actually, turning the dashboard into a dark theme. So it's still working on it. Maybe this can actually give us more facelift than what we expected. So let us look at what Claude can do. All right, let us look at what Claude has done by closing this one up. And now this is the capacity of Claude AI. Can you see it right now? So what Claude has proved to us is this, that human brain can do better. Look at it. Claude removed background from some charts and actually colored it. But over here, we still have some, untouched. And this particular part here is our inside. Claude did not do anything right on it, which simply means that you have to learn how to get things done all by yourself. So in my next video, I'm going to show you how to use Claude to build dashboard in a different way. But that one, we are not going to leave Claude to do everything for us. We have to assist Claude by bringing in our own uniqueness into it. So if you know me better, I have actually created over 400 videos on this particular platform about Excel and Power BI without AI. So now that AI is here, we have to learn how to use AI to fasten the whole processes. And that is what I'm going to show you in my next video. How to create beautiful, insightful, something much more better than what Claude has done right now. That doesn't mean that what Claude has done now is not functional, it's not cool. It's cool. Claude has actually answered those particular questions right in here, But for the dashboard arrangement, Claude cannot do something that I can do. So I'm going to show you guys how to make it better in the next video. So how about this? Please do follow for more. Subscribe is very important. See you in my next video. Just say thank you in the comment section and just say continue if you have watched to this particular end. Bye bye for now.